So before we start reading Revelation chapter 9, we are going to read several other scriptures. First, we are going to start with Luke chapter 10, verse 19. Behold, I give you authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice in this that the spirits are subject to you, but rather rejoice that your names are written in heaven. So, serpents and scorpions, the power of the enemy, spirits subject to you. Okay. So then in Revelation 9, the sun and the sky were darkened, smoke from out of the smoke, locusts came down. They were given power like that of scorpions. Horses prepared for battle, something like crowns of gold. Had tails with stingers like scorpions. Okay. So now we go to Genesis 6. When human beings began to increase, this is 6:1, began to increase in number on the earth, daughters were born to them, sons of God. That would be angels or heavenly beings. That the daughters of humans were beautiful, they married any of them they chose. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days. Now, here is where we know we're dealing with a puzzle. And also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them, they were the heroes of old, men of renown. So then God punished them. So we see in Jude chapter 1, for certain individuals, where is it? Jude 1:6. And the angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling, these he has kept in darkness, bound. Okay. Then we go to 2 Peter. 2 Peter 2, verse 4. For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to Tartarus, putting them in chains of darkness to be held for judgment. Then back to Jude 1, verse 14. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied about them. It said, and now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits on the earth, and shall live on the earth. Evil spirits have come out of their bodies because they were born from men and from the holy watchers. They shall be evil spirits on the earth, and evil spirits they shall be called. So there are beings in prison. And Jesus, after being made alive, he went and made proclamation to the imprisoned spirits, those who were disobedient long ago in the days of Noah. Revelation 9. The fifth angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. This is the abyss where they are imprisoned. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it, like the smoke from a gigantic furnace. The sun and the sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss. And out of the smoke, locusts came down on the earth and were given power like that of a scorpion of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. So this goes back to where it's said earlier not to harm the things back in the earlier chapters we were mentioning. They were not allowed to kill them, but only to torture them for 5 months. And the agony they suffered was like that of the sting of a scorpion when it strikes. During those days, people will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. The locusts looked like horses prepared for battle. On their heads they wore something like crowns of gold, and their faces resembled human faces. Their hair was like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth. They had breastplates like breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was like the thundering of many horses and chariots rushing into battle. They had tails with stingers like scorpions, and in their tails they had power to torment people for 5 months. They had as king, that's important, king, over them, the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek is Apollyon, that is, destroyer. Now, it's interesting, there is a God, but it's called the destroyer because these are not capital G God, but they are sons of God, so they are gods. The first woe is past. 2 other woes are yet to come. The 6th angel sounded his trumpet, and I heard a voice coming from the 4 horns of the golden altar that is before God. It said to the 6th angel who had the trumpet, "Release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates." And the 4 angels who had been kept ready for this very hour and day and month and year were released to kill 1/3 of mankind. The number of the mounted troops was twice 10,000 times 10,000. I heard their number. The horses and riders I saw in my vision looked like this. Their breastplates were fiery red, dark blue, and yellow as sulfur. Superman colors. The heads of the horses resembled the heads of lions, and out of their mouths came fire, smoke, and sulfur. 1/3 of mankind was killed by the 3 plagues of the fire, smoke, and sulfur that came out of their mouths. The power of horses was in their mouths and in their tails, for their tails were like snakes, having heads with which they inflict injury. The rest of mankind who were not killed by these plagues still did not repent of the work of their hands. They did not stop worshiping demons and idols of gold, silver, bronze, stone, and wood, idols that cannot see or hear or walk. Nor did they repent of their murders, their magic arts, their sexual immorality, or their thefts.